Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2023 NatWest International Island Games and the indoor bowls here at the Guernsey Indoor Bowls Centre. Our feature game for this 12 o'clock session is the Falkland Islands Daphne Arthur-Almond versus Jersey's Anne Cross. And the motto of the games is bringing islands together. Looks like at our first end we've got a measure to see if the jack has travelled 23 metres. It's got to be a jack. It's going back. So Anne Cross just didn't send it far enough, so Daphne gets to set the length of jack, and Anne will bowl the first bowl to it. Just to tell you a little bit about these players. Obviously we've got the Falkland Islands versus Jersey. Anne Cross has got a great connection with the Island Games. It's her first games. She's a retired teacher, but there's a lot of family history. Her son Jeremy competed in the tennis and won the tennis over a number of years, and her husband Alan is actually an Island Games honorary life member. He was heavily involved in the setting up of the Island Games, and Anne likes to play a lot of golf. This is her first international Island Games and she's really enjoyed the experience of being here and competing against these different nations. And Daphne's all the way from the Falkland Islands, which I've just been adopted to, bless them. Lovely, lovely gang of folks from the Falkland Islands. Daphne's played very well so far these last few days. She's represented the Falklands since 2020, and in 2020 it was when they actually first managed to sort out a venue to play indoor bowls. So she's played in the Commonwealth Games and national championships, and she was in the outdoor champion of champions playoffs, but it's her first Island Games as well. And like so many people out there with rugby players and footballers, Daphne did actually play sport and was injured and couldn't play the other sports she wanted to compete in, and she had a go at indoor bowls and got hooked. So those are your two players for this feature game. The event itself is 24 islands competing over 14 sports. It's biannual, played every 2 years. We go to Orkney in 2 years' time. First started in the Isle of Man back in 1985, and this is the third time that Guernsey, the beautiful island of Guernsey, has hosted the games. And this is a singles Group A game. The exciting stuff with this group at the moment is the game that's going on over on rink 1 that's next door. We might see that out the corner of our eyes, which is Bermuda versus Guernsey. Bermuda currently top the table with 10 points, but they've played all their games. This is their last game, whereas Guernsey still have this game and another game to go. But Bermuda are on 10 points, Guernsey are on 8 points. There's nobody really can catch the two guys over there on rink 1. So this game you could consider a game to either go for gold in the gold and silver medal playoff tonight, or win a bronze. So pretty sure the two guys over on rink 1 are guaranteed medals. It's which colour. So we'll keep our eye on that game as well, because that's quite an important game for Group A. All the three singles games that are out there at the moment are from Group A. And of course the big game in Group B is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. It'll be our feature game, and it'll be Guernsey's Ali Merian MBE versus Jersey's Michael Riv. They're both on 8 points. So again, that is a game to go into either the silver and gold medal game tonight or win a bronze. So exciting games out there on the rinks. We also have a couple of final rounds of pairs games. The ladies from Guernsey over on rink 5, if you do watch the other stream, if they win their game, they're guaranteed into the final tonight, where they will meet the Guernsey men's team of Josh Bonsall and Brad Lenori. So that's a little bit of an update. And talking about Lenoris, we have Nicole as our marker out there in this feature game. Nicole, newly registered umpire. In fact, it's believed that she might be the youngest umpire in the British Isles. And a good start there from Daphne. This rink 2 is playing very well. All the players are saying it's playing well down both hands. Down the backhand here. I think the first end was 3 shots to Jersey. Hopefully you've been able to stay with us for some of the highlights and games here in the indoor bowls. I know we've had a cross section of different sports tuning in, and thank you so much for all the kind comments that we've tried to put on this streaming for you. We were the first sport to announce in the games that we would be streaming, and we're getting some really lovely feedback about our quality of streaming and commentary compared to some of the other sports, so thank you for that. I was invited over to support the event by giving commentary, a job I love to do, so it's my pleasure to be here. Three lovely bowls there. Your umpires for this session are Dan Blewett and Chief Umpy himself, Alan Thornhill. So after 2 ends, the score is 3-all. I know I've been jokingly calling the umpires this week the meerkats because they're so poised to keep the play running smoothly, to try and get out there and measure or support any rules that need to be discussed. They're there to pounce. And our other 2 officials are Francis Fletcher, it's his birthday today, 21 again, Francis, and Mike Davies, one of the most experienced umpires in the UK, greatly experienced in officiating and giving guidance to both bowlers and new umpires. Nice when somebody that's as good as Mike gives his time back to the game in supporting people coming through. So looks down a good line again here. Daphne got some support off Cecil yesterday as a coach, and it really seems to have supported and helped her. Cecil Alexander, the player that's just played against Ali Merian in the singles. Cecil was one of the favourites coming into this event, but he's found himself in a tough group with Michael Riv and Ali Merian. Nicole just marking that ball with some chalk. That means that on its true line down the rink it actually made contact with the jack, which means it then becomes a live bowl even if it's in the back ditch. So the umpire marker always marks that to indicate that it's a touching bowl. So Anne's been inspired by watching the Commonwealth Games to have a go and's really enjoyed it, but historically has been a great support to her husband and son, who've been heavily involved in Island Games in the past for Jersey. One shot to blue, that's one shot to Jersey. Some great camaraderie on the side of the rinks here. Everybody's a competitor when they step onto the rinks, but it's otherwise called the friendly games. And I was talking to Alan Thornhill earlier, who's obviously officiated at many Commonwealth Games, and he said it's like that on a smaller scale because there's all sorts of different accents and different languages being spoken. I mean, the ladies from Ynys-Mont, they speak Welsh. That's their native language, but you're hearing all sorts of different accents and languages being spoken, and everybody has a good smile afterwards. Bit of a loose end here from the two ladies, and hopefully both Anne and Daphne's families will be able to watch this streaming back. That's part of the reason that we're providing this streaming, is so that people across the nations and across the islands can view their player playing under streaming for the indoor bowls. I think we've covered most countries in either singles, pairs or triples. Oh, better bowl here. Great bowl there from Anne. Daphne was saying she was struggled a bit when she came in with the lights. She wore sunglasses for the first couple of days to try and acclimatise. She's got a visor that she wears to try and keep the light out. Down a good line. Can it make the trip? Looks like it's going to do, yeah. In for another. Of course, if you're watching across the streaming to the other rink, the Guernsey women have taken an 11-0 lead in that game. Playing against Orkney, who are our hosts in 2 years' time. Supported and sponsored by Randall's Bakery. So, and down this backhand again. Looks a good line again. Yep, close again. Needs to run. Over on rink 1, that game between Bermuda and Guernsey. Guernsey are leading 11-2. And if my calculations are correct, it means that Guernsey have scored a 4 on the last 2 ends. But of course Ian Merrion always seems to just go under the radar because his wife is so famous within bowls. He's got a big opportunity of, as he put it, making his own destiny here. If he can win his group, he'll be playing off for that gold and silver. Whatever happens to Ali in the other group, happens in the other group. Ian's focus is winning his group and giving himself the chance of a gold medal. So 4 shots there to Anne. That gives her an 8-3 lead. A few 4s being scored across the board here. Of course, in 2 years' time in Orkney, it will be outdoor flat green that's played. And then 2 years after that, in Ynys Môn, the small island off Wales, formerly known as Anglesey. And that'll be crown green. And I've been speaking to a few of these players out there, and they're really keen to have a go at the crown green and saying if they pass through Lancashire, at the facilities where they can go and learn how to play. So we might yet have crown green in 4 years' time. Though I hasten to add, crown green is a nightmare for streaming. So we have 2 rinks here that we're doing live streaming on. Rink 2 and rink 5. All cameraed up through the ceiling above the rinks, bringing you this facility. down a good line, needs to just pull up a bit.
When you're in, come round. Coming in nicely. Wait. Oh, well done. Yeah, well done, mate.
That's your fault, Jack.
As I mentioned before, our feature game at 3 o'clock is the deciding game in the Group B of the singles between Alison Merry and MBE from Guernsey and Michael Riv from Jersey. That'll be on Rink 5, which is our other streamed rink, but we'll be doing live commentary on that one. And then tonight's games both start at 6, the final of the pairs and the final of the singles. We'll be covering the singles. The pairs will be being streamed, but if the singles finishes in enough time, I'll bob across onto the pairs as well. Fantastic event to be part of. So delighted to have been invited over, back in my beloved commentary position.
Okay.
And thank you all for your support. So, 2 shots to red, so it's going touche between these two ladies. Jersey currently leads 8-5. Ball. They're all settling in now. Always happens about 4 or 5 ends into a game. Ian Merrigan over on rink 1 is winning 13-2 now. And in the other game of singles in Group A, Eunice Mon is 5-4 up against West Niles. Ian Merrigan plays West Niles in the next game. But if he wins this game against Bermuda on rink 1, it will not matter if he wins or loses against West Niles. He will have topped the table. Of course, he'll be looking to try and win all his games. Spoken to a few players about this Riv from Jersey was saying last night, if you can just win all your games in a group, you don't have to start thinking about counting shots difference and all of that sort of thing. If you just keep winning, you've got a chance of picking up that gold medal. Simple when you say it like that. 3 sports competing down here at this venue. If you want to bob down and have a look at other sports, there is the table tennis and the shooting. There's a lovely butty bar outside, a caravan. Make the most amazing bacon sandwiches and burgers. Get yourself a brew, come inside, it's free entry to come and have a look. And like I say, you can tick off 3 of the 14 sports if you want to have a look down at the venue here. And hopefully if you do come down to the venue, you'll pop your head round the door of the indoor bowls. Now Daphne often trots after a bowl, looks on a tight line.
Right, yeah.
The other 2 games that are on are in pairs Group A.
Where's number 3?
If Guernsey women win over on rink 5,
Is that half a metre?
they'll have done enough because they'll have won all their games. Jersey men are sitting back, they've not got a game this session. They only lost the 1 game and they lost to the Guernsey women. So that's tight there, but that's in the hands of Rose and Shirley over there on Guernsey's women's team. They're 12-0 up at the moment. They scored a 7 on the second end. It's only 8 possible. So, all tied here. 3 shots, 8 all. If a game's not going to affect a round robin situation, they're often played for pride. Try and get that win on the table. Daphne has won 1 game. Anne's won 2. Anne currently lies in 4th spot in the table and Daphne in 5th. Like I say, all the news and results and tables, you'll find them on the NatWest International Island Games website or on Guernsey Indoor Bowls Club website. The last day of the games here at the indoor bowls. Our 5th day. It seems to have gone really quickly for all the preparation that was involved. Trying to work out earlier today, I think it was 5 years ago that I was asked to be involved and Richard was asked to be the MC and presenter. That's Richard Madison. Retired from the World Bowls Tour. And of course the pandemic got in the way. So it's good to have got it all up and running, done all this work in the background and to be here finally. And this time tomorrow it'll all be over with. It'll all be finished. Working the cameras for us this afternoon is production team of Josh Merrion, and this time tomorrow he'll probably be back to his gaming consoles and that sort of thing, and he's been brilliant. He's also doing the final with me tonight. Final which Uncle Ian could be involved in, and possibly Auntie Ellie. I know Riv from Jersey wants to spoil the Guernsey party, he said to me last night, and he felt that he was the man to do it. It was said with a smile on his face. I've had some good laughs and chats with Riv this week. He's certainly enjoyed playing at this level. Used to playing in big events, and has really enjoyed the spirit of the island games.
Yeah, just try and feel it.
So the two girls out there really playing for pride. Anne's higher up in the table at the moment. Played well in the course of the last 5 days. One to blue, which is Anne. She leads 9-8. Jersey's the largest island we have competing here at the indoor bowls, with 103,000 population. Falkland Islands only has 4,000, and they only managed to get a mat facility to play on back in 2020. Whereas Jersey have a lovely indoor stadium. I've had the pleasure of playing there myself. Jersey's a lovely island as well. If you can get yourself over to the Channel Islands, perhaps do a bit of island hopping.
Sport. What's the blue one? Round it.
Well, if it's a good weight, it's a good line.
Miss the first few one. Miss it. No, you miss it, you hang on. Slow down. Slow down.
Close here.
That's better. That's lovely. That's lovely.
That's a great bowl.
Don't hit it, please. Don't hit it.
Finding this forehand very well. Hands down the backhand. Well, a bit of a shunt about there.
That's short.
Just coming to have a look at it there was Daphne to see what she should play. There's coaches that are allowed on the bank behind the players. Each country's allowed to nominate a coach. Some countries, of course, can't bring the coaches due to cost or time. Just short with that. Bit of danger, I think. Two shots to the Falkland Islands. They lead 10-9 after 8 ends. Again, the umpire's just been called to see if this is a minimum jack. 23 metres. Jack's been left, so it must have reached 23 this time. Not a bad opening bowl, just a yard behind. Ian Merrion takes a 15-5 lead now on rink 1. And the Guernsey women over on Rink 5, the 13-0 up after 4 ends. If you fancy having a go at the game and you're down living in Guernsey, they're starting to have a come and have a go session on a Tuesday night starting at 7 o'clock, 7 till 9. If you've either tuned in to us while you've been flicking around the YouTube channels from the games, or been down to the club and are now watching the final stages of the indoor bowls here on your TVs, laptops or other mobile networking devices,
Mine's good, mate.
then you can come down and have a go on a Tuesday evening.
You can still won against, but just carrying on here. The pair of line. Come on. Aye.
Might have just made it in. That's one taken out. Just the one shot. Ties it all up again at 10 across. Closely matched, these two ladies. More competitors from different sports walking through. Lots of people like to make sure they've been to every one of the 14 sports. I think if I hadn't been heavily involved in the indoor bowls, I think it would have been nice to see some of the other sports. Might get a chance tomorrow. Do some work for the Special Olympics, which is the learning disability side of bowls, and we also run an international series for learning disabilities. And again, with those sort of events, because you need an indoor bowl stadium to run them, we tend to be isolated from other sports. But it's quite nice here. I've got to see a little bit of the shooting and the table tennis. When I'm allowed out of my commentary hutch, as the umpires called it before. Get back in your hutch. It's been fantastic working with the 4 umpires. Again, it's been a few years since we've worked as a team. Very slick team. Great to have a few smiles and that after you've worked hard during the day. Close here, just not running.
Oh my. Sorry, mate. Two.
Oh, Daphne's done a good track here. Not sure it's just making the run. One bowl each to come. So, just one bowl to come from Daphne now. So the umpires are saying that we're locked away in our hutch, and Catherine Bonsall, who's one of the main organisers here, has just said in our fish bowl. So we've got a variety of different terms for this area. It is quite nice because it's not all blocked in. We can actually see out to the rinks. It's not a blackened room. I remember commentating at Blackpool Newton Hall for the International Open, and there you're literally just in a blackened soundproof room watching the TV screens to give you a flavour of the event. Whereas here at least you can get a little bit of the atmosphere, and that's 3 shots to blue. So Jersey lead 13-10. And a lot of the commentary I've done in the past has involved having woolly jumpers and thermals on, and here we're sat in shorts with an air conditioning system running to try and keep it cool in here. So very nice. It's lovely outside as well. Bit of wind out there today, but lovely and warm. Ian Merrion over on rink 1 is currently 18-5 up, so he must feel he has one foot in that gold medal playing game tonight at 6 o'clock. But who will he face? Will he face his good lady wife? Or will he face Michael Reeve? I'm anticipating the game on at 3 o'clock being a very good game. Playing for the glory of your island. But Bermuda would get a bronze, which, considering not so long ago David Leach hadn't decided he was playing in the bowls, I'm sure he'll be delighted if he goes away with a medal. Picked up 2 shots at that end, so Ian Merrion currently leads 18-7. ball coming up there. Anne's followed it up to have a look. Daphne's close here.
Yeah, too much.
A lot of these competing islands in the indoor bowls don't have facilities like this. Guernsey do. I mentioned Falkland Islands, they play on carpets in a hall. There's a lot that play short mat, or some of our competitors play outdoor flat green. So it's good if you can adapt your hand to one of the different codes. Of course, the guys from Wales play crown green, and they've entered this to have a go and enjoy it. A bit of fun there over between rink 3 and rink 4, where two bowls nearly clashed and actually just managed to avoid each other, so no dramas. So Daphne trotting down after this bowl. Looks on a decent track. Can it wave its way through? On to Guernsey. That leads. I think it's actually one to Falklands. I think unfortunately Nicole had the wrong colour showing there. Unless my eyes were deceiving me, I thought she had a blue lollipop showing. It's one to red, one to the Falklands. So Daphne managed to get a good connection on that bolt. The younger eyes next to me are saying that it was actually a red she was showing. Too many hours in here, I reckon. They'll let me escape at 9 o'clock tonight. And then we have a very nicely stocked bar upstairs, so I think I might be escaping to up there. Measure again for length of jack. It must be just over 23. Over on rink 1, Ian Merrion leads 19-7 now.
We just much more going weight. You get a couple of turns in your roller, take that out, nice. No, this is true, but if you turn that out, or you turn your own in, you get shot.
can't stay with us. We've got something more pressing to do on a Thursday lunchtime. We'll get all the results on the NatWest International Island Games website or on the Guernsey Indoor Bowls website. Still 2 more sessions left here at the Indoor Bowls at the International Games. One at 3 o'clock, and our feature game is Alison Merrion MB and Michael Reeve from Jersey. And then, of course, our feature game at 6 o'clock tonight will be the singles final, playing for gold.
We've got 1, 2, 3. Probably 3.
Unfortunately, neither of these two players on the feature game here will feature in that final. The likelihood from this group, 1 foot already in that final, and in fact 1 foot and a toe in that final, is Ian Merrion. Wins his game on rink 1. It would certainly put him into a very, very strong position to go into that final tonight.
Good, mate. Good. Oh, I've had the same way.
The session bell for the pairs games that are being played at the moment will only ring at 14:36. Just trying to start all the sessions just that little bit earlier today. Riv is in the building. He's just walking past. I've just waved at him. There you go. He'll be getting in nice and early to give his Jersey players some support and then playing his big game at 3 o'clock. That'll be the feature game at 3 o'clock on rink 5.
Go on the line.
24 islands featuring in 14 different sports. And the game's motto is bringing islands together.
Yep, even if you hit that wood. Right. Swing round.
Down a good line again.
Yep.
Did get a wiggle. It did get a bit of a wiggle.
First one's
Yeah, you're holding
7
it.
inches, the other one's a foot. Yeah.
Shaking hands over on rink 1. Ian Merrion has won 21-7. He has another game to play at 3 o'clock against Billy Nelson from the West Niles. But David Leach has not got another game. But I'm pretty sure I've not got any of the gurus round me with the facts and figures, because that's normally Ian Merrion and he's out there. But the gurus, I think, told me before we started that it will guarantee David Leach from Bermuda a bronze medal. So that's absolutely fantastic to have come here last minute to play in the indoor bowls. Hasn't played bowls since the 1990s, where he used to play in England with players such as Ian Honor, which is a player's name that a lot of England viewers will know. And he's come here and he's managed to secure a medal.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, it's so close. Nice try, well done. You were just a couple of inches off.
Umpire being called. I was joking with Dan Blewett earlier when we were getting a brew in the canteen. I was saying I think if you replayed all these YouTube streams, I think Dan Blewett's had the most airtime of the 4 umpires. I should have done a tally next time I work with him at the next event. I'll do a tally.
This one's just from Jack Pike. Not bad.
Go on, Josh, your eyes are better than mine. Is that one blue? Yeah, one to Jersey. And Cross of Jersey leads 14-12 after 13 ends. These games are 21 up. other game in this group is Billy Nelson is leading 13-10 against Raymond Worthington from Honestmont. Oh, great start there from Anne. She's led some very good bowls. Led in the triples as well. Really enjoying the games here. Mentioned before, son heavily involved in the tennis a few years ago. And her husband is a life honorary member due to all the work he did in the foundations of these island games. It's been fantastic working with all these people the last week or so, and over the years coming up to this event where we've had to have Zoom meetings and been involved in the build up to it all. Daphne does like to trot down after these bowls. So Daphne, what can you do with this bowl?
Okay.
Trotting down after it again. Just a bit wide. I reckon, even with my eyesight, I reckon that was one blue. 15-12. the reason why it's gone a bit quiet in commentaries. Somebody just brought a bag of jelly babies. So we've decided to have a little bit of a sugar rush here. And a couple of jelly babies to keep us going. Bit of a loose end from both players here.
There's a draw into it now, is it?
Fatigue can be setting in as well. The long days here. Bowls have been going since 9 o'clock this morning, and I know I did an interview earlier with Mark Causer from Orkney, and he was saying the long days certainly get you after a couple of days competing all the time. But he was saying you can't beat walking outside and looking at the views in Guernsey to lift the spirits again. Now,
Nice. 3 down. Which way to come into it?
not sure which bowl shot. I think the bowl behind the jack might be shot. Again, our camera angles can be a little bit deceiving.
You're still coming this way. Into this one.
One shot to Daphne.
Well done, Ollie.
I think the Guernsey women are quite happily securing their place in the final of the pairs tonight. They're 20-0 up. All they have to do is win that game and they'll have won all the games in their group. And then they'll face the winners of the other group, who also won all their games in the group. Brad Lenori and Josh Bonsall. Looking like an all Guernsey pairs final. Ian Merrion from Guernsey. A foot and a toe in the final. Could he be playing against his good lady wife Ali, or will Michael Reeve from Jersey spoil the Guernsey party, as he put it himself? Just had a quick chat to him while I was out grabbing a brew, and I said, "Are you fighting fit?" He said, "I don't know about the fit bit, but I'm certainly fighting." So I think that'll be an excellent game if you can stay with us. Well, come back to us at 3 o'clock. Streaming will probably start just after it. They have trial ends first, but we'll be fully featuring that game. These games are all 21 up. There is a 2.5 hour time limit as well, so the bell will go at 14:36, but singles normally doesn't frighten her. Time limit of 2.5 hours or 3 hours. Normally find singles are 2 hours or under. Just having it confirmed there that Ian Merrion is definitely in the final now of the singles. Either that or he was waving at me to try and get one of our jelly babies, I don't know, but I think it was because she's through into the final. So he has another game to play now at 3 o'clock. But from that it's confirmation that Ian Merrion will be playing for the gold or silver tonight, and David Leach of Bermuda will get the bronze from that group. Close here. Good effort. One red.
That's nice. Well done.
There's one now.
So current situation is Falkland Islands 14, Jersey 15 in this game. And have just had sight of the medal, or the table for Group A, and Ian Merrion has won that. Even if he lost. If you bear in mind in singles, the worst loss you can have is 21-0. So even if he played Billy Nelson and lost 21-0, he still tops that table. And the great news is that David Leach from Bermuda, having been a last-minute decision to come and play, should have been in the sailing with his daughter, and got a phone call, booked all his flights and everything, and got a phone call to say that his services were no longer required. So I thought, right, what other sport could we play in, because we've booked everything to go over there. And back in the 90s he played indoor in England, so he thought he'd have a go, and he's going to go away with a bronze medal. Just shows you, come and have a go, try the game. You might get hooked, and it's any age. And we have a 16-year-old in Brad Lenori who'll be featuring in the final of the Open Pairs tonight. And then we have Paul Richardson from Alderney, who's 85 and the oldest competitor in the entirety of the games. Just proving that bowls is a sport for all. So last bowl coming down at this end from Ant. Oh, it looks down a very good track. Yeah, great bowl. Weaved its way round. 3 shots. Gives her an 18-14 lead. And needs 3 more shots. Daphne needs 7. Well, of course, you've got 4 bowls in singles, so it would be possible to finish it off at this end. They've been quite evenly matched, these two ladies. And just perhaps showing the experience that she's got an indoor bowls club to play at. Better line here from Daphne. Oh, down a very good track this time. She's adjusted her line. Let's see what the pace is like. Any better? Yeah, better here. steering going on there from Daphne. Trying to get it around that short bowl. It's got around the short bowl, but just running too far. Now, Anne, can we put another one in here? Put the pressure on Daphne to know that it's possible that you could finish this game off. Well, it's a good line again. Looks pretty decent for pace as well. Yeah, another good bowl in there from Anne. Well, this is quite a pressure ball. I think she's more likely to play this down the backhand. Needs to be with a nice weight to reach shot bowl. Oh, she's gone down the forehand with a runner. If this is under the line, it'll just miss everything. Oh, it got it. Well. As I've said before, it's always down to what you're confident playing. Big cheer there because Orkney have got on the board against the Guernsey women. Anne's chosen to stick with a backhand. So plenty of room here for Daphne. Down the backhand. Looks under the line. Just overpaced it as well. Not sure who holds shot here. Oh, shaking hands time. 3 shots to Ancross. Well, my name's Janice Garrett. I've been your commentator for this game. Join us at 3 o'clock for Michael Riv versus Ali Merrion. MBE. Keep smiling.